This show is sponsored by Original Grain, who is the maker of the dope jewelry that we are currently wearing.
And I love look at my wedding band. It matches perfectly. Like it's a great set.
So Original Grain makes watches, jewelry pieces, sunglasses from reclaimed wood and other materials like ocean plastics, ammunition, military ammunition, metals. Super cool shit. My watch that I'm wearing right now, the wood from it is from an old whiskey barrel. It's super cool. And Dad's wood is from beer barrel. So Dad's wearing the Brewmaster and the matching ring, which is great.
I love my ring, and it's so smooth. It gets on and off easily. It's very smooth.
As rings should.
No, but sometimes they're like the other one. My Cartier is very heavy and bulky, and I love it. It's uncomfortable.
Their products are cool, and not only do they look good, and they're like kind of cool story behind them, but you're doing good for the environment. You know, you're reclaiming old shit that could be going to waste, and you're repurposing it for cool stuff.
It's an American-based company, which I love.
Yeah, and so you can head over to originalgrain.com/issues, and if you use the code issues at checkout, you get 30% off all their products. So the watches that are good quality and at a good price will get an even better price, and there's nothing to lose. You definitely should head over to the website, check out their stuff. You're doing good for the environment and for your wrist.
You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
You just eat chocolate covered cashews.
What's
is
up,
that
Brian?
why?
Look at you. You're looking like you're from this Jewish man from the 70s. The velour shirt, the
Hell
gold
yeah.
bracelet. What's up, Marty? How you doing?
I'm channeling my old inner. There's a fly that's right in my face.
Yeah, that one fucking fly.
Hold on, we'll get it.
Get it.
Oh fuck! It's
all right,
too small. It's gone now.
All right,
it's
so
over there.
You know what's annoying?
What's annoying?
First of all, how you doing, Bronny Bo?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Yeah, that bothered me too. I don't know why. It's like that,
why
the
is it?
cable.
Can you turn it?
I know. I think it's because whatever.
Are you rubbing it?
What? Okay, go on.
Mom and Santucci started cleaning out the closet. My garage, and I can't find the shit in my garage. It's my garage.
Did you ask them to clean out the garage?
Of course I did not ask them to clean out the garage. I went to go.
Wait, so they impromptu,
you think
prompted.
I'm
They just went into the garage and started rearranging
Mom's
things?
trying to organize the shelves for more space because I guess she was cleaning out her closet. She had Santucci clean her closet out because Mom can't do that herself. So what happened was, I guess she wanted shelf space and taking. I have limited space. I have my own areas, garage, my closet. Don't start fucking my space. I came on, I saw a chip on the wall, one little spackle, and there's no fucking spackle. I can't find it. What? Wow, you really.
Fuck, I'm looking for this.
Well, that was really delayed. No, but all right. What's the big deal? And I asked you to throw the garbage out when I go to walk.
I completely forgot about that. But I'll do it.
Fat, hairy ass, and you didn't do it.
My ass is hairy, but it's not fat.
It's not fat. I agree. But I'm going to help you because there's more.
I can do it totally, but I forgot.
No,
does it need to go so right now it's 6:23? Is it like there a difference if it goes out at 5 or it goes out at like 7:30?
That's not the point. I'm saying you had free time when I went to go run my errands and do what I do.
It'll get done.
No, that's not the point. It should have gotten done when I asked for it to get done. Now I'm going to do what
you said. Can you take the trash out? And I said yes.
I said take care while I'm gone. That's all. I'm not mad, but I'm just saying just like when I'm bringing the packages, I'm bringing all the stuff from the weekend, and I'm bringing in all the bags, whatever. And you're walking around the kitchen. You didn't say, "Dad, can I help you?" Usually go like that, but it's okay. No big deal. I'm annoyed. I want my fucking spackle, and you guys should have helped. That's all.
Help with a spackle?
No,
help bring in bags
and the garbage. Bring it out, but it's okay. I'll do it. How you doing, Bronny? How was your weekend?
Good. I saw you for half of it.
Oh, wow. I'm just asking you, but how was your weekend?
Good. There's nothing.
Do the people want to know what we did over the weekend?
What do we do over I don't know.
All right. I think they do.
So they'll have to answer us after this already comes out.
What did you do this weekend?
Really nothing. Just hung out. Like nothing in a bad way or a good way. Just normal weekend. Nothing to report.
All right. Had fun in Miami.
Did you? How about you?
I had a very nice weekend. Went to Miami. It was a good time. The dog was a little bit annoying, but we got him out a lot, and we had a nice weekend. It was all good.
Yeah, having a dog is just too.
Well, the place is.
I really don't understand what's worse. Like, I love dogs. I really do. I think they're great, but I don't really have any desire to have my own. At the moment, that might change.
I would not want you at your age. I wouldn't want to.
I can't even think of wanting a dog in 10 years to have one.
What about even a kid right now?
No,
you're independent. You have some things.
The thing is, a dog, especially a kid, can like interact with you. A dog's just there.
Yeah,
it's like cute, but it's just there.
Gets his fucking jowl gook all over my white apartment.
I never even understood. I love dogs. I really do. I get a lot of enjoyment from them, but I never even understood when people are like, it's my best friend. It's like the thing's just there.
It's a dog.
Right. It's just,
but people love it.
It's just kind of around. And it's like you can pet it when you want to, and then you don't when you don't, and that's it. But like there's not much more to a dog than that, to me.
People love their dogs. Love them. There are people that love animals. What can I tell you?
Of course. I'm just saying.
I love animals. I love my dogs. Obviously, my fifth fucking dog. I like dogs, but it's just that he's so big. He doesn't understand the spatial aspect. He just every time he's in the fucking doorway, and then he rests his head. He's so big, his jowls, his gook get it everywhere.
Yeah, you talk about the pussification of humans. The dogs, humans really pussify dogs. Holy shit. Dogs now literally descended from wolves. Fucking a pug and a Boston Terrier are the same thing as a fucking
and they stroll
wolf,
around in a stroller.
We pussify that.
Make him go to bed on a wee-wee pad.
Our dog is 150 pounds.
30.
He's very tall. He's a large, muscular, intimidating looking dog. The thing cannot be away from humans for more than 2 minutes or he freaks the fuck out.
No, he did okay. He
has serious anxiety.
He has a little anxiety, but he's done okay, and he is somewhat aggressive, which I don't really like with some other dogs. I don't like that.
Well, then you got to do something about it.
It's just a dog. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not cutting his balls off.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, train the dog.
He's great with a lot of dogs. Some dogs.
Yeah, but
there's some people I don't fucking like either.
No, you don't agree with that. Even what you're saying, you don't agree with. Your guru is Cesar Millan, who says there's no bad dogs. He'll take a dog that will destroy that will kill a dog in a second. Any dog, and he'll make them that they're like the most loving dog. Never fights.
Some dogs cannot be rehabilitated. He says that.
So you think our dog that doesn't even know how to catch a ball and wouldn't hurt a fly, wouldn't know how to.
That's not what I'm saying.
Can't not
That's
be
not
pet.
what I'm saying.
It's just he just will always.
He loves people.
He'll just always can't not be pet. I said.
Oh,
he always has to be pet, and he's just aggressive to dogs. It's like no, it's because he's not trained. That's why.
He's aggressive to less than 10% of certain dogs, just like I'm aggressive to maybe probably 40% of the people I meet.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing. That means you're not trained.
Okay, yeah, you should know about being trained.
Yes.
Yeah, you should know.
Yes, because you trained me well. That's what part of parenting, what is it? It's not training.
Okay, Ronnie.
It's kid training instead of dog training.
Did you like today's brunch?
Yes.
Where'd you go? So my boys, it's our 30.
Just say it if you want to say it. Don't make me say it.
No, I enjoyed brunch, and I would never let you pay. It was very nice thought. Mom and I talking about it. Don't. I'm teasing you.
No, I know.
But it's our 30-year anniversary.
Oh fuck that one.
Wow, not bad. There's only 6 buttons, and he chose his third one. It was really nice that you and Bryce thought about taking us out. But then we went to the Biltmore, which is very expensive brunch, but I think worth every penny.
Humble brag, no problem. Subtle flex.
What?
You had to slip in that it was very expensive.
Well, that's this part of the story. It's not not that I'm doing a subtle brag.
It's also called joking.
Oh, okay. So, see, first try, Ronnie.
Good job.
Because that's what we use the most.
Yeah.
And you guys wanted to take us out, which Mom and I thought was so nice.
Well, Bryce said we were talking about going to brunch for your anniversary, and Bryce was like, yeah, let's take them to... Let's make Bryce was like,
McDonald's.
Bryce was like, let's make a reservation at. He named like a few really nice restaurants, and I said to him, I was like, if we're making the reservation, if you're saying we're taking them to brunch, then technically we should be paying because we're taking them. And he's like, okay, then let's not go to those restaurants.
Real nice. I'd rather buy more bourbon or gin.
Well, no, Bryce could not. Bryce and I can't afford to spend the money on a meal that we did today.
It was very nice. I had a good time. It was really nice, really fun. I wish Berkey was there. I spoke to Berkey. I missed that boy. Can't wait to see him in a couple weeks. But it was nice.
Okay.
All right, Franny. Well,
no, it's funny that you go that you wanted to say it, but you put it on me to say.
No, I'm just trying to have a conversation. Just trying to make you talk, Brian.
Make me talk. Well, am I not talking?
What's so funny? Stop playing with the fucking cord.
Why?
It's your ADHD?
Yes. Yeah. We diagnosed me with ADD at brunch today.
It's an easy diagnosis.
But it's your fault if I have ADD.
Of course. Everything's my fault.
Yes.
Okay.
No, of course.
Yep.
Everything is your fault because One, either you're parenting of me, because everything I have is because of you. Everything, right? But so if I think
don't you forget it, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So my problems are also because of you. The good and the bad. You can't choose.
No,
just the
problems
good.
are from mom's side.
Both of you. Either my learned behavior is because of you guys, and my genes. So like if I have bad genes or whatever, it's your fault.
I had a nice time today. That's what I want to say. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the conversation. It was great. Love being with the family. That to me is the best part. It really is enjoyable.
Good. I'm happy for you.
So thank you for thinking of it.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to take the trash out after.
You're going to need help. I saw the pallets and shit. I'll help you with it. It's no big deal.
So then why did...
I didn't know.
So I need help, but then you wanted me to do it by myself?
You could have done it by yourself, but I'm somebody.
But now I need help. I don't understand.
Oh my God. Help me, please.
No, you help me with the garbage. Hey. Okay. Have you heard of all this?
Nope.
You might have. All this like Little Mermaid controversy?
No. Didn't hear anything about it.
You know the Little Mermaid?
Yeah, of course.
So Disney, in their annoying milking of money, is redoing the Little Mermaid as they've done with every single one of their, like all the old Disney movies that were animated. They're redoing them all as like live action movies, but they're still like mostly just animated, but they have a person in it. So stupid. And not a single one has been good, right? Like there have been like 15 that have come out now.
Like what?
What has come out? Aladdin, The Lion
Wasn't
King.
that Will Smith, Aladdin?
Yeah. They come out with a bunch of them. Like every year, there are like 5 of them. Mulan. No one watches them. No one cares. Dumbo. Pinocchio just came out.
What a waste of money.
No one watches them. It's a huge waste of money. But they're doing the Little Mermaid one. And Ariel, who's the like main mermaid.
The redhead.
Yeah. It's now played by a black girl.
Of course.
And people on both sides are outraged at each other. It's like a big thing.
And why is that?
I don't know why.
Because black people can't swim. I'm only joking, or am I? No, but listen. Again, it's not organic. You know what I'm saying? There's a, to me, the whole thing is,
what's not organic?
It's about them thinking they've been politically correct and about what's woke rather than just like, I don't know. If you take Black Panther and make him white, it's just silly. I don't know. I think it's silly.
Why?
Because this is how the Little Mermaid's been from day one, I guess. Sort of like Snow White. But doesn't mean you can't have different things. I'm fine with changing it. And who says why remake Little Mermaid? Why not just come out with a whole new thing?
Yeah, that I agree.
That's what I'm just saying.
But like people on the right were freaking out.
Well, there's nothing freaking out. Listen.
Like saying like this, and then people on the left were freaking out at the people on the right. Like it's been like a big deal.
Okay. By the way,
which is honestly just good for Disney. Like,
but by the way, who cares?
Who cares about any of it?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. If they want, listen, I don't agree with it personally.
But why?
Because
it's political.
Two aspects. Because it's not. They're doing it for a political narrative, woke bullshit thing, which I'm over.
Okay, to counter that.
You can counter it. I'm just giving my opinion.
No, of course.
Right.
Of course you are. And I'm just going to give mine. You always say, like, shouldn't just be the best person for the role. What if this chick is the best person for the role?
Different story.
But what if it is?
Okay.
No one's seen the movie yet, so we have no idea. People are already trashing it.
Okay.
The movie doesn't come out for months. So what if we all see it and this girl's really good?
Okay, but I'm sure any actor is going to be good. They're not going to put out someone who's... And anyone can play... Any actor or actress can play a role.
So, if you take that, though, then your rationale for countering these things when you say shouldn't just be the best person for the role, then that's void. If you said anyone can do it, then you can never use that justification.
No, I can use anything. I'm just giving you different reasons why I don't agree with it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know, but I'm
it's
negating
like
them.
It's sort of like when you're not negating them. So sort of when you said, for example, like Franco, who is the
from Spanish descent.
What was right? And the other guy, John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Okay, he was angry at them. Whatever.
Right.
Listen, I have a question. If they had, if they did now I know it's made up, The Little Mermaid, or is it?
Right. That's the thing.
If they played Fidel Castro and put a black person as Fidel Castro in the movie,
Fidel Castro was a real white man, or Hispanic man.
Okay, but
this is a mermaid.
But wait,
a drawn mermaid.
Well, first of all, they have rights too. Just so you know.
But like, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Is like, it's a fake character.
Okay, I have a question for you.
It's like
I have a question.
Someone made a movie about a unicorn, and they made the horn rounded instead of pointed, and people got upset. It's like, it's a unicorn.
No, but should they?
It never existed.
Okay, but should they take Mickey Mouse, which is a brand, and make him Asian?
But why? Like, if they did, so what? Like, Mickey Mouse was made up anyways.
Okay, but that's a different issue. We're not talking about made up as opposed to not made up. We're talking about
that is a big difference.
No, I don't think so. That's not the issue.
Because they just decided for this character to be white with red hair.
No, listen, I'll give you an example. Coca-Cola is branded with that red and white. Coca-Cola is clearly branded. Mickey Mouse is clearly branded. Little Mermaid is clearly branded.
Have you ever heard of a rebranding? Mickey Mouse isn't the same Mickey Mouse that it was, Dad.
I know it's changed.
Mickey Mouse looks completely different than he used to.
But there's still a brand.
It's called a rebrand.
Now they could rebrand it.
Yeah.
But they're rebranding it for a different reason. So to me, it's like Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola came out with so we're changing the colors, we're making it, let's say, African-American colors, whatever it might be, right?
Okay. Yeah, what are African-American colors?
No, but like there's more of like the oranges and the
oranges
and black
and like black, green, and red are like the African nation colors.
Right. I don't mean to be funny. I'm not saying it's a negative problem. I'm just making an analogy. And they changed it. They can do what they want, and they can rebrand it. But the reality is, you affiliate or assimilate Coca-Cola with certain style, just like now. Remember, I never watched Little Mermaid. My kids, I don't have girls. I've never seen the movie, but I know it's that white girl with the red hair, whatever it might be,
right?
Orangey hair,
red. Yeah.
So that's the reality. Now, Beauty and the Beast. Are they going to change that because
they already did Beauty and the Beast, the live version?
Okay, with
Emma Watson.
Who's Emma Watson?
Hermione from Harry Potter. She plays.
Gotcha. Okay, but my point is,
and she's not French.
Okay, that
movie takes place in France.
I don't really care because I think this is fucking nonsense. But I think them doing these things, they're gonna hurt their own brand, their own product, their own bottom line. Because I don't really think that a black person literally cares if the Little Mermaid is white or black. I don't think they care. I think
more white people have cared about this than black people.
That's my point, because it either makes them feel better about themselves, or they need to insert themselves, or they have too much time in their hands. It's fucking pathetic.
Or they're racist. That could be a reason for getting upset about this. That could be a reason. And it's probably the majority of the reason.
Well, how do you make that leap?
It's my opinion.
Okay, right. I think why it
How do you make the leap that the reason why it bothers them is because they have nothing better to do with their life?
Okay.
How do you make that leap?
I think because there's no value to this whole thing. I mean, who gives a fuck? Don't watch it if you don't watch it. I don't think that's such
a big leap to get upset about a black person taking the thing of a white person and being upset about that because you're racist. I don't think that's that big of a leap.
I disagree.
I think that kind of fits in the realm.
Because I don't think I'm racist, and I think that this is being done for a particular narrative and a reason which is annoying to me. There's that whole fucking shoving it down your throat again. It has nothing to do with black, white, Asian, Mexican, whatever the fucking Latinx, all these different labels and categorizing people rather than unifying people and making them together as one human being. We are constantly categorizing people and putting their own little fucking boxes and giving a label to it, which is what the government wants to do. I think if people just start treating people as people rather than shoving it down your fucking throats, just like this. I don't care you fucking LGBT. I don't care if you're fucking gay. I don't care if you're trans. I don't care. Live your life. Live and be who you want to be. I think it's the best thing in the world. No one should tell you to be anything that you don't want to be. The problem is, stop fucking shoving it down my throat.
Is it being shoved down just releasing the Little Mermaid? And they're not calling it the Black Mermaid.
Don't you understand when like the NFL did fucking the whole thing about the what is football and did the whole thing about the gay thing? It's shoving it down your fucking throat. Don't you understand?
Because that's saying it's wrong. This is just, they're not saying anything about her being black. It's just she's in the role and it's still called the Little Mermaid. But it's not being. I don't consider that shoved down my throat.
I have a question for you.
Do you consider that shoved down your throat?
No, it's one more thing for them.
But it's not shoved down your throat.
For corporate America to say, here's what we're going to do, and it's going to backfire. I'll give you an example.
Or there's been these videos that have come online of like moms filming their like young daughters who are black, watching the trailer for The Little Mermaid and being like, oh my God, she looks like me. Wow, is that really Ariel? Okay. So you said they're doing it to make themselves feel better, or are they doing it because Disney I don't necessarily agree with this.
They're doing it. They're not doing it.
You think it's fully just an evil political thing, not because
they're not doing it for the benefit of the black people.
You don't think that there's any ounce of it that there was some executive, that there was a person who was on the team that was like, this people will like this. You think they're just doing it because they don't like white people?
No.
Like, what are they doing it for?
I just don't. I don't think it's for the benefit of black people. I will tell you this, though.
What if some people benefit?
I will tell you this. So there's always going to be people that benefit from everything. Benefit from a fucking cartoon?
No, but right, exactly. But
benefit. That's a strong word. You don't benefit from a cartoon.
A 6-year-old girl 100% does.
Okay, and the parents need to get a fucking life. You're going to rely on Little Mermaid
we're not
to be
talking about that. No.
A tool for your kid to benefit. Seriously, you got bigger problems.
You're taking it so much further. Benefit by just in terms of enjoyment. Zerai benefits from Peppa Pig. She watches it. She gets entertainment. So therefore she benefits. Like, that's not bad. It's also not, Santa's not her, who's her mom, is not relying on Peppa Pig to benefit her child's life. And Santucha's not pathetic for putting.
This is not worth even a conversation. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care what Disney does.
No, we're talking about this because this is a big thing that's happening right now.
But I get it, but they're a bunch of fucking idiots. Let them think it's big. I don't think it's that big of a thing. Let them do what they want to do. Who gives a fuck? You don't like it, you don't watch the movie. You like it, whatever. Again,
you don't agree with that own sentence.
I don't agree with it in the sense where, meaning I'm tired of the narratives of what these companies are doing, what's woke, okay? And it's I think when you do these things, you separate people more than trying to bring them together.
Who is this separating?
I don't know. I think the fact that they're having the left side and the right side and that. And
but that's not Disney doing it. That's
Disney knows what they're doing. Disney is very smart. They know what they're doing in that regard.
Yeah, but I don't think Disney never wants negative controversy.
I have a question for you.
Disney is like the only company that is fully just trying to be positive all the time.
If they, let me just ask this question. Would they ever take the Black Panther and make him call it the Black Panther and make it a white person? Would they ever do that? Just like they did with James Bond, where they made it different.
No.
Would they
didn't
ever
make it?
Okay,
James
they called
Bond
it
different.
a new number and they killed James Bond.
They didn't kill James Bond. Oh, they did at the end of
James Bond never
Spoiler
died.
alert.
James Bond been around for fucking 50 years. He's never died. Just been different actors coming. The British actor, the cool guy, who gets all the good-looking girls and does this thing. Next is James Bond going after the fucking fat chicks. That's how to make it right.
Well, guaranteed.
Or the transitioning fat chicks.
Guaranteed in 10 years. Not even. Guaranteed in 7 years, they're going to revamp James Bond and it's going to be a dude. I'll bet you any amount of money.
Okay, so my point, but why do it? They did it because it's woke. If you want to do a movie, it's like this. What's her name? Fucking Queen Latifah, who's a comedian. Okay, they made her the Equalizer.
Yeah,
okay.
but that, guess what? No one watched it and it failed.
But my point is, I love the Equalizer, the movie. Okay, that guy, what's his name again?
Denzel Washington.
He is the shit and he is the king. He's fucking phenomenal. I thought Equalizer was great. Queen Latifah, serious? Like, are you a fucking idiot? Because they wanted to bring a woman and let her bring a black woman, empower her. What do they do?
Well, it was a black guy, so the black part doesn't count.
Is there a new? But I don't. By the way, when I watched him, I don't care if he's black or white. He was great.
Right, but when you watch Queen Latifah, you do care that she's black. Like,
no,
I don't
but
understand.
They did it. They brought it. Don't you think? I think
should they have brought in a white woman?
I don't
then if they were going to go woman route?
I just think, why bring a woman in? Period. Why
Agreed.
do it?
Yeah, I agree. Especially because women aren't the demographic that are watching action movies, right? I agree.
Woman's watching that.
Yeah.
Men, okay, so I guarantee.
I agree.
Wait, I was just lost my train of thought. Fuck. I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. Oh, so, Uncle Ram was telling me there's that woman. There's a movie called The Woman King or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so and she's a black woman, right? She's a black. And when has a woman ever been king?
Well, that's the point of the name. She's not actually. If you watch the trailer to the movie, the name is. She's not actually the king. There is a king who's a guy. And she's his like right-hand man and a warrior. It's actually a true story. So it's like not even, but also the thing is, here's the thing that doesn't bother me about that shit. Like I've seen the trailer for The Woman King and I thought that and I go, I'll never see that movie. But there are some people that probably would watch it and say, I do want to see that movie. And isn't that what an industry is for, is to make things like if I'm a movie studio and I have the ability, I have a lot of money where I can make many types of movies. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't I try to make a movie that every single person would want to watch? I wouldn't want to just make movies that 18-year-old white dudes would want to watch. I want to make a movie that I want to make 30 movies a year that get every little bit of demographic because that's how I can make the most money. It's not a political thing on my end. Right? So it's like they're not only making movies now.
Really, you don't think
The only movies aren't The Woman
you
King.
You tell me you hated the fact that LA did all the shit for political stuff, and all these movies that were going to go for awards weren't going to get it because they were going to be flops because they were trying to send a message or a narrative.
Yeah, but then no one cares. No one cares.
Well, actually, people do care.
No one watches the Oscars. No one, like you just said, awards. So that's moot. No one cares about the Oscars.
No, but I'm
anymore.
talking about the movie. What I'm saying,
right, but no one
cares
cares about that anymore because people only watch what they want to watch. At the end of the day, maybe 3% of America watches stuff for political thing, but really, people only care about entertainment.
Correct.
So when something's not entertaining, they nope out. Right?
Correct.
They just leave.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter. And eventually they'll learn. And I feel like they already are learning because Hollywood is hemorrhaging money. They're all flopping. Netflix is going to go out of business. Like they're all losing money because they're doing things for the wrong reasons. So it'll all correct itself. That's why I'm not like worried about that. Okay. But what I'm saying is on the side of like The Woman King. Like, why is that bad to make that movie to you? Like, you brought that up. Why? Should we not make that movie?
Because I think it's purposeful. It's, again, about another thing to bring down the male, to emasculate the male, to make the man not a man. And usually a man.
You don't even know anything about this movie.
I'm talking about
just the name.
I'm talking about from the name what they're trying to portray. That's all I'm saying. And I think it's one more thing to fucking go against men. And you men better start standing up and stop allowing the reality of fucking pushing men down to not be men. Like Bill Maher said it when the whole fucking thing with that Ukraine thing when he's talking about it. Let the fucking men be men. That's what women, because it ain't working out well for these women that are sold these, like we go back to these single fucking women that want to vab and this whatever. They don't want to let the men be fucking men.
What if you're...
what's next? They're going to come out with Man Queen? That's what they want. Don't laugh. That's the next thing. Man Queen. Why not? Why not?
Wait, but what if you're a 24-year-old black woman who wants to see that movie? Should that movie not exist ever?
No, you're missing the point, Bronny. I'm not talking. People do what they want to fucking do. But my point is these things are done for... It's the same thing. Hi, I'm John. I identify as he,
But
me,
who
they.
does that? Have you ever heard anyone do that, Dad?
No.
Have you ever heard anyone do that in your life?
Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
Right. But I don't think it's an issue, is what I'm saying. Just like I don't think The Woman King is an issue because no one gives a shit.
But that's different top. That's a different issue than I'm talking about. I'm just bringing up something.
No, you're saying that The Woman King is an issue, and I'm saying I don't think it is.
No, I'm not. It's not going to change my life. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not saying it's going to change your life, but you're still saying it's an issue. You just said it's done to emasculate men. Isn't that an issue to you? Or is that
for you men? Yeah, I think you should be.
So it is an issue. And I'm saying I don't think it's an issue because shouldn't there be a movie that everyone wants to watch?
Well, let me see how great. I want to see how it does on the box office, Woman King.
This episode brought to you by Manscaped, which is becoming more necessary in my day-to-day life. Not only because it's hot, but also like I find hair on more parts of my body every day. It's bizarre. I don't know what's going on. There's hair now like on every inch of my ear.
That happens to get older.
Every inch of my back. My toes have hair, so it's like,
oh, you're getting old. You're like a Jewish old man.
Yeah, it comes out of my chest, but it always has. So,
but you trim it nice. I know. So when you came in restaurant Friday, you look good.
Thank you, because I used all my Manscaped
I saw that. There's no question. You knew you're fucking right on, and it's so important. Today I was walking, and so this guy he had you couldn't at brunch. His fucking neckline went down his back. You couldn't. It was so gross. You
can't do that.
I wanted to tap on his shoulder and say, "Hey, buy Manscaped."
You can't do that, and it's very necessary in a man's life nowadays, and we have found no better products or company to help you with that shit than Manscaped. Their products are great. I use all of them. I use the Lawnmower 4.0, which is their body hair trimmer, which is waterproof. Their skin safe technology. You don't have to worry about any cuts or nicks or anything. Wireless charging. So I just have it in my dock. Every time I get in the shower, boom, do a little trim. Use it on my balls, my taint, which is an underrated area.
Oh, my God.
And then all their other products, too, are really great. So I would check out the Performance Package. If you're on their website, that comes with most of the shit. It'll hook
little
you up
razor
for all
blades.
the stuff.
The pads I use for my chest. The pads.
That's the Ultra Smooth Package, which is even better. So while you're there, check that out.
Doesn't nick at all. His fucking blade is unbelievable. It's like butter smooth. It's so nice.
You guys know we talk about them all the time.
Right.
And they've been our longest supporter because, for a reason. We only choose our supporters for a specific reason and their quality.
And our listeners love it. They love it.
Oh, all the time.
We get constant comments. They love it.
So if you are looking for an upgrade or you're looking to dive right in, go to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20, and you'll get 20% off your entire order and free shipping. So it's already a great deal. You'll get an even better deal by using our code, and you help the show out. And I can guarantee, is that Men's Warehouse, baby? I can guarantee you'll have a better life. What do they say? I don't know what they say. But yes, manscaped.com, daddyissues20 is the code, 20% off, free shipping, and I can guarantee you won't regret it.
We need to stop with our own labels and allowing people to put us in certain fucking groups and categories, because all you're doing is disservice to yourself. That I guarantee. 110%. As a 55-year-old man, I'll tell you fucking right now, when someone starts talking about how they're fucking different or why they think they're entitled to more or less, I fucking shut down. I don't want to hear it. And I bet you 95% of the fucking people out there, the individual American people or whatever it is, okay, not the political or the narratives that the government or the news want. The minute someone starts like talking about how great their fucking kids are, or how great this one is, or whatever it is, or the dog, whatever, you fucking shut down. If you want to be part of a community, engage in the community, bring your positives, whatever traits, your characteristics, your culture, which is awesome, but don't try to change the fucking way of everybody else. If you don't like that part of the community, then go to a different community. But don't make, if you don't like the community you're in, or they're not agreeing with you, then find a different community to be part of. That's all. They're all out there. Every one of them are out there. You don't have to make the whole world. I don't have to have the whole world agree with me. I don't have to. I just have to have the people that I socialize with, that are around me, that have similar views to me. I don't have to force everybody to. And by the way, and we can learn from other people's, right? We talk about this, their cultures, their ways, things like that. But isn't that my choice whether I want to learn from them or not? Isn't it my choice whether I want to hang out in that community? It's my choice if I want to eat in those kind of restaurants or be around those people. It's my choice. There's nothing wrong with learning from everybody that's different from you. But most people will hang out with people who are similar to them, similar values to them, similar upbringings, similar beliefs. Beliefs are a huge thing, right? Values. I don't know. I just think that.
But have you found that that's been a problem in the last couple of years?
Yes.
Have you not,
that's the whole
in your
thing.
Personal life, I'm talking about.
Not
the media, not the political shit, not the media.
I don't have any problems like that in my life. So I don't.
But aren't we talking about, you said we're not talking about the political stuff. We're talking about the individual American.
I'm talking about, I don't have an issue because I can insulate myself. Don't you understand? I'm talking about, I'm just making a general statement.
Right, is that a problem? That
I think
individuals are having trouble.
I think it's a big problem for our world.
Being like finding the communities that they like.
Yeah, because I think what's happening is because most people want to be led. So with social media and the news,
as they should, we need that.
Okay, but my point is, they should not be led if it's not the right people leading them. Period.
But yes, totally. But that's impossible.
No,
we always have bad kings. That's part of humanity. Like since we were cavemen, since we emerged from cavemen, there are good leaders and bad leaders. And people get persuaded by bad leaders, and then a couple decades later, they're like, "Oh shit, that was a bad leader."
But I'm talking about.
Realize.
I'm just talking about in general common sense, not historical stuff. I'm talking about just a general thing.
Same. Like,
well, you're in a mood today, buddy.
I'm talking about the exact same thing.
Okay.
You said there are like people shouldn't be led by bad people. Of course, no one would be like the thing. Every person, if there's a follower who has a leader, they don't view their leader as bad. Even if no one wants a bad leader, it happens. And 99% of humans, by design, are followers, as it should be. If 99% of humans were leaders, we would all be dead. We wouldn't have society. It's the way it needs to be. And of course, I don't even understand. I don't know how we got on this. Of course, there are bad leaders, as there are always going to be. But no one chooses a bad leader. No followers. Every single follower of Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. They weren't like, he's doing the wrong thing. He's bad. Let's do it.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think
they thought he was good.
No, you know more about that than I do. But I think that Hitler ruled like the mafia and intimidated, and if you didn't agree with him, he killed you. So they didn't rule because they didn't follow him because they thought he was good. They followed him because they feared for their life and their safety.
No, the ones who feared didn't follow. Like in North Korea, all the people who hate Kim Jong-un they're not following him. They're forced to. There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
People aren't forced to follow Hitler. They voted him in. They chose him. And they went to their deaths for him. No one in North Korea goes to their deaths for their leader because they don't like him. people took over the
I
world.
don't know how we got on this leader thing. What were we talking about beforehand? I don't know. Remember
Little Mermaid.
Okay.
No, but that's a huge. There's youth. Like, let's say the people, not the people who are just Biden supporters because he's not Trump. The people who are Biden supporters because they like what the left is doing. You view Biden as bad, and the left is doing bad things and taking us down a bad track. Do you think that they view Biden as bad and the left taking down a bad track? And they're like, we're doing bad stuff. We're supporters. No, they think they're doing good. They think they're on the right side and that the other side is the wrong side. So you saying a bad leader, it's like no one's ever choosing a bad leader.
I wasn't saying leader from a, you bring it back to Republican Democrats. I'm not.
That's just an example.
But okay, yeah. I was just talking about people, if you don't like your community where you live and you can't get people to agree with your ideas, then go to a different community. That's all I was saying. You don't have. Yeah. I don't think we need to go ahead and.
What if there's no community for you?
Create your own. Then there is a community for everybody. By the way, especially with the fucking internet, there's a community for everybody. And if you're alone, then you got to ask yourself why you're alone. Maybe you're the far on. You know, people should be able to live and let live. But if it doesn't mean that I have to. This is, and we always go back to this. It doesn't mean I have to agree with it and assimilate to it and welcome you in with it. It doesn't. If you think I'm a dick or not. Who was I said? We were at dinner with our friends. You left. You went. I'm not going to mention who we were with, but you remember when? Friday night? It's Friday night. We went for that great Italian restaurant.
Oh, yes.
And you, Bryce, left. So I was talking to the daughter who's, you know, a little your age.
She's my age, yes.
Right. Yeah. And she's like, and I said, why can't I say, she goes, well, you don't have to be. I go, but I'm allowed to be a dick if I want to be a dick. It doesn't mean, the difference is.
Of course you can, but also people can shun you if they want.
People can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Totally.
But the point is this.
But should you be a dick? Just because you can, should you?
No, but the difference is you have to follow what people would be the right way. Because we told me, I said adversity sometimes is a very good thing for people. It makes you stronger. Always this safe space, always talking about, and we talked about this in nauseam, you know, that our listeners know my view on this. But I said, sometimes it doesn't, you know, when bullying, I said, words shouldn't be so harmful to people. If people allow to be so harmful, they need to look at themselves and figure out, why is it someone who's a stranger to me, why are their words so hurtful to me? That to me is the bigger problem than the person who's an asshole says those words.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what I'm saying.
That's like a very modern last 5 years problem. That, you know, like
it is. I agree with you.
Yeah, but
I think it's a problem.
Yeah, but yes, it definitely is a problem. But people are addressing the problem. But on both sides, people are trying to figure it out on every side. But that's a very modern problem. It's not like the whole world hasn't been dealing with that for 30 years. It's like a very kind of just American and UK problem of the last like 5 years, you know?
It's wimps, bunch of wimps. But I hear you.
Right, but bunch of wimps might be a good thing. Like your favorite quote is, strong men make weak sons and weak sons make strong hard times and hard times make strong men. It's like that's the cycle forever. So
no, it's a shame because like I don't know why people just can't just like I say, someone has to be a painter, someone has to be a billionaire. It just is what it is. Someone has to be a CEO, someone has to be a waiter. It just is the way it is. And there is a luck component. You can't refute the fact there is a luck component, like you being born, let's say, into my household as opposed to being born into a different household. There is a luck component. But at some point, still, that doesn't mean that everyone has to be in the same place. Look, I'm getting off topic here.
I would say that the vast majority, meaning 75% of Americans, don't think that everyone should be equal in regards to that. That's like full-on socialism. Most Americans don't think that at all.
But many people coming to our country aren't even Americans. A lot of people coming in now. We have millions of people coming in on a yearly basis illegally that aren't even Americans, using our system that want to benefit from our economics, our healthcare, and education.
I'll say, then let me not say Americans. I think most people in the world are not full socialists.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with you.
Why don't we have more socialist countries then? We have like 3 socialist countries in the world. Why wouldn't we have, and we have like 197 others.
I don't know.
Why wouldn't we?
I don't know the answer.
If you think that most people are socialists, why would we not have more socialist countries?
I think America is eventually leaning towards that. America is. I think probably in the next 50 years it could be very
people have been saying that since like 1924.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I'm
before.
I'm just giving my opinion. I think
Totally.
I hope I'm wrong.
When the Russian Revolution happened in 1917, there were plenty of people in America that were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna become right." There was a huge
slight difference.
Then there was McCarthyism in the 50s, where they were like, "Where people in Congress are socialists." That was like a huge. Scare.
I don't know any of those things, but I don't know any of those things, right? So I have to rely on what you're telling me is accurate. But the difference today is because of the internet and the news and social media. You know how technology moves so exponentially in a fast way, right? The growth of it. I think the power behind those mediums, okay, are so powerful that it can happen a lot quicker. And that's the scare and concern of mine.
I hear you, and I disagree, because I think back in the 50s.
You know what, a radio?
Right, no, but what I'm saying is like back in the 50s, you needed 3 people to agree, and then the world could change, right? Like really in America, you needed a handful of people, enough people that could fit around a conference table to get to actually make change enough that it would like change the US system forever, because no one had a voice. Now, every little thing that happens, that millions, not thousands, tens of millions of people all chime in, just like we are, saying, hell no, fuck that, or hell yeah, I'm on board.
Okay, good point.
So I think now it's so much harder to make actual change. Little like vocal change, different story, right? Like everyone's much more vocal, which is annoying. So it sounds like things are constantly changing. But actual change, you need the support of millions of people now, where back then you needed 4.
Okay, so maybe that part to right. Maybe the transparency, and
because everyone has a voice now, and with a voice comes power. Back in the 30s, like 12 people had a voice. Only the people who owned the media had a voice. Now I could go on Twitter and I could get more views on my tweet than CNN does. But back in the day, that would never happen. Only the CEO of CNN had a voice.
It's a valid point. That's a very valid point. Okay,
that's just my thoughts on that. I just don't think.
I think that's a good point, and so that is a good counter.
Why do you think when a dictator comes to power, the first thing they do is shut down the internet? They take away the voice of the people, because the voice of the people have power. So kickball for me is starting up soon. You know what? We've talked last season. I was on a club kickball team in Miami with my buddies. It starts next week. I'm pumped. We got the team ready to go. It's a great social aspect for us. Like, we look forward to it every week.
Mom and I watched it. We loved it. It was great.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's like just
a lot of fun.
Great way to meet people too. And we can hook you up with whatever sport you want. If you head over to lugsports.com, they run sports club activities all across the country and Canada for whatever sport you're interested in, college campuses, all that stuff. So
great way to meet people, Ronnie. Great way to meet people.
Really the best way to meet people, and it's like fun for your friends. It's a great way to, after work, or if you're in school, you need something else to do, and you're like out and about. You're being athletic.
You go out afterwards, and we're socializing.
Oh my God, we drink too much during it, but that's half the fun. But Lug is opening the registration for their hockey clubs right now. So the registration opens September 21st at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you're in your city and you want to play hockey, head over to lugsports.com, check out that on September 21st so you can register there. But while you're there, check out all their other all their other sports and activities that they offer, because you'll never know who you'll meet, what fun you'll have. We do kickball and we have a blast. So head over there, check out all their stuff. We're an hour and I want to talk about all this DeSantis stuff.
So let's talk about DeSantis. What the fuck? We're here.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Go ahead.
We talked about it over text in the family group chat.
I don't really look at many of those. I'm busy working. I know it sounds terrible. I'm not a big texter.
So last week, DeSantis, there were like a lot of migrants that came into Florida. I don't know where they came from. We can look up the details, but they came through the border in Florida, and DeSantis put them all on a plane and sent them and the plane flew to Martha's Vineyard and just dropped them off. Kind of like what was happening in Texas, where they were taking them by bus to DC and New York.
Yeah.
DeSantis did it by plane to Martha's Vineyard, not Massachusetts, like the island of Martha's Vineyard, which, as you know and we know, is like a high-end, luxurious, wealthy, but liberal island. He dropped them off there and was like, you guys said you're liberal, you want them. And the plane flew back. That happened last week. And then for a couple days, the residents of Martha's Vineyard were like trying to take care of them. Let's see how many people there were. Let's find out details. I don't know many of the details. DeSantis, migrants. Where do we want to, what? Let's see. Politico, huge mistake. DeSantis migrant transport could undercut support in South Florida. I want to see how many people there were. It's a decision to transport mostly Venezuelan migrants to Martha's Vineyard earlier this week. Doesn't say how many. But anyways, enough to fit on one plane because there was only one plane, I think.
All right, so the good news is Martha's Vineyard will have a lot of help now.
So they dropped them off at Martha's Vineyard. They were trying to support them for a couple days, like trying to find some housing that temporary that they could just, because these people were now all on their island. And it's an island. It's not like the people could be like, all right, well, we'll rent a car and see you later.
Whole thing
like,
is sad.
You're stuck on an island now.
Whole thing is sad.
So it's like there's only a limited amount of resources. So the people of Martha's Vineyard were, feeding them for a little bit. But then
I'm sure
yesterday,
they were not, no matter how liberal they are, they're not happy about it.
Yesterday they sent him away.
Of course.
The National Guard came to Martha's Vineyard yesterday.
But why don't they come to other places and do it? Why are they fucking up? Because Martha's Vineyard is wealthy.
Because it's wealthy.
Fucking people. They're hypocrites. They're so full of shit that I guarantee they're so full of shit.
Yes. There's two ways about it. Because we're individuals on Martha's Vineyard, come here. Were they saying that? No. Then they're not really hypocrites for saying don't come here. Right?
No.
What Martha's Vineyard resident was like, Venezuelan illegal migrant, come to Martha's Vineyard.
I mean, they all talk like they're all so liberal and so helpful, but they don't want it in their backyard. That's what I'm talking about.
Totally
Not literally
true.
come here and don't come here. I'm saying it's like the same people that defund the police that have their own private security and their own walls up. Those are hypocrites.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's necessarily a hypocrite.
Yes,
I
is.
feel that way. I think we should we should make it easier for people to come into this country, but I also don't want a bunch of migrants who don't speak English being my neighbor. But that's not being hypocritical.
But there's different coming into our country legally. I think everybody's in favor of that. No one's saying you can't come. I have zero issues. People come into our country legally, procedurally, get a social security number, pay taxes, have their fucking shots that are required, that the government wants everyone to have their fucking shots, whatever.
There are no shots required.
Okay, but my point is they won't let you come fly certain areas but they let all these illegal people in here without their COVID or any things like that.
There's no more COVID stuff anymore.
You understand what I'm saying? You could fight me all day long. That's the truth. They were so worried about all the people.
Yeah, they were.
With all the fucking medicine. You understand what I'm saying? They were all the
you're talking about like a year ago when they were letting people
Even
in.
2 months ago, a month ago, they're worried about it.
Yeah.
They wear the mask. They welcome them down in Manhattan or D.C. They're fucking political officers wearing the mask. They're so worried about give me a fucking break. There are people coming with probably fucking diseases. They don't even know anything about these people. No, but they don't know.
Agreed.
This is how you coming from a third world country or whatever it is, things like that, certain areas. You don't know what medicine they have and what disease they have. When we fly from fucking London to the United States, 2 major metropolitan cities, they don't let you bring in plants. They don't let you bring in fruits.
Totally.
You can't bring your dog, but you can come in from a third world fucking, not even metropolitan place like London. And they shake their hand, no problem. They're wearing the mask, the guy, and the politicians, and they don't give me a fucking break. But when we went to Italy, my God, what we had to go through. The fucking My Fly app down, you got to get to give me a fucking break. It's all bullshit. So if you want them, which is great, listen, I don't want them. I'm not trying to be a dick. I don't want them in my neighborhood. I don't want them. Come here, fucking. I don't think they should come over the fucking border.
You don't want the illegal ones, but the legal ones, fine, right?
Thank you. Yes. Anyone that comes to America legally, I'm fine with. I don't care.
But when you say I don't want them, you mean people coming illegally.
Correct. I guarantee.
Because you just said I don't want them, and it's like that's a bad statement. That's not what you meant.
No, not because
I know.
I like.
That's just why I wanted to make sure I was helping you out.
If someone's a good person, I'm all in favor of it. I'm no better than them. I think if they want to work hard, they'll probably work harder than half the fucking lazy ass Americans here. But if you ain't coming legal and you're coming over the border, which is a crime, okay, and we welcome them in, I don't want them here. So for those who are in favor of it, who have no objection to them coming in illegally, think that they get a song.
We don't know if these ones came in illegally, do we?
I'm sure they're here.
But the weird thing is now they call it they used to say have illegal immigrants and legal immigrants. Now the term is just migrants. I don't know what that means.
Because Because
Like,
they're
did they come
migrating
illegally?
No. What they're saying, Brian, is because if they use the word illegal aliens, right? Then it doesn't fit the narrative because they're not here legally.
Right, but what I'm saying is like these people that DeSantis put on this plane,
they're here illegally. I guarantee it.
like did they have a passport scanned or did they just like walk across the border?
110%, I would say they did not have a passport.
But then how'd they get into Florida? Like how'd they get here?
I guarantee
boat?
not here legally.
But like how do we know? Like how'd they get here?
I don't know, but they're
Enough
not
people to put on a plane?
They're not
They come on a
illegally.
boat? But
They're
we have
not-
Coast Guard that patrols our shores all the time.
Maybe they shipped them down from who the fuck knows? Maybe another from New York when they got here. Who knows? They coming from
How'd they get
Texas.
into New York?
They're coming from Texas.
The only land border we have is that Texas border.
Okay.
So you can't fly into an American airport internationally without a passport scan.
But you can walk in.
From
Isn't that
Texas,
amazing?
though. But we're in Florida.
Okay, right, but isn't that amazing in itself? You can't go anywhere flying.
You can't really walk in, though. They don't
They
really.
do. They let them in. Brian, the millions of people came from Texas. Millions. And
Millions? I don't think millions.
Yes, millions. 100% millions.
Illegally, you're saying?
Yes. And Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris, whatever stupid. She's never even been to the borders.
Yeah, and she's the border
And
czar or whatever.
she talks about it. It's fine.
But that's
how
what I'm saying.
stupid that
But like
is?
these Venezuelans who came to Florida, I don't know if they came here illegally.
Wait, we'll look at that in a minute. Wouldn't it be better? Let me ask this question, Bronny. You listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Wouldn't it be better if our government said, we do have a problem with these people coming over illegally, but we are America. We can't turn. We will work with these people that human beings. We understand it's not good. We're not happy about it. We got to figure something out, but we can't turn our back. I'm more okay with that response than the bullshit rhetoric. That's a valid response. That's the humanistic approach. Not making it political, not making it bullshit. I still don't agree with it because I think you got to come here legally because those people that have tried to get here legally, that were denied, that are living in other countries that aren't here, that really want to be here. But it's such a crock of shit because whatever.
But what do you think? So what do you think about this that DeSantis did? He took them who were here. He put them on a plane. The state allocated $12 million for the relocation. So they spent millions of our dollars to the people were in our state. And instead of us taking this plane, this is why I have the problem with that. I don't like that they did this at all. We had a plane that can go anywhere. It can go back to their own country. So not only did we spend millions of our dollars to get this plane and hire all these people to relocate them, but then we brought them deeper into our country and made it someone else's problem. If we're against illegal immigration, just say, nope, sorry, turn them right back around.
Should have brought them back.
Like DeSantis made this political. He could have made it just a border thing. He could have said, sorry, it is illegal to come into this country the way you did, so you will be going back to your country. We will welcome you if you come legally. Instead, he said, it's a libs problem.
All right, but I think he was trying to send a message.
But he's
Listen.
the last hour and 2 minutes was us talking about how it's horrible that everything nowadays we make political.
No, but I'm finishing. I think he was making a political statement, but I agree with you. It would have been better to send them back. I think it would have been a stronger position saying, you follow our laws, you follow our rules, we welcome you, but we'll send you back. I think that's what he should have done. But it's not going to change my view for what I think about DeSantis.
Why?
Because he's not perfect. He's not, as a politician or whoever I vote for, agree. They're not going to make every decision correct.
Of course not.
They're
But
just human beings.
But is there anything that he could do that would change your mind?
This wouldn't change my mind. Look, I don't know what people do in the future because people can do many things that can change your mind.
Totally.
But overall, and I don't agree with everything. Just like when you go to temple, I don't agree with everything my rabbi says. You pick and choose your likes. If you like the religion,
of course.
you agree with the majority of it.
Of course.
You know, Mom and I have been there. It's a 30-year anniversary. We've been there 32 years. There's not everything she likes about that I've done or vice versa. But you have to pick and choose, just like I'm sure
Definitely.
with me and you and the kids. But I think he's a strong leader. I like his values. I like his views. I like his no bullshit approach. And I like that he's not intimidated by what people think about him and whatever it might be in that regard. And he opposes a lot of things that I think are crazy, and he uses common sense. I think when you guys, and I did see in the group text, I forget which one of you boys said, why didn't you ship him back?
I said that.
Okay, I think that would have been stronger to do, but he didn't. All right, so it is what it is.
Or not? Why not spend $12 million to secure our borders more? How'd these people get in?
I don't know anything about it.
No, me
and I
neither.
don't know if $12 million would even cut it. If you tell me that's a flight to get them out.
Yeah, how is that even possible? Too, that feels corrupt. That feels like
how
someone's
could-
making money.
And by the way, and who knows if even $12 million? You know, you never know what you read. There's so much rhetoric out there. Who the fuck knows? Who knows?
Right.
$12 million to get 200 people out of a country is impossible.
Agreed.
It doesn't make sense. That could just be, like you said, we have 80,000 IRS agents that are gun. It just could be rhetoric. You don't know to start right.
Or what it could be. I mean, it is a fact that that the state allocated $12 million for the relocation of migrants. That could be on the yearly budget.
And it could be that we are doing task force and we're going to send people back. Who knows what the budget,
We can, 12 million. Florida, DeSantis.
Maybe we need a committee and a budget for this problem. Maybe it's behind more armed forces. Who knows?
2 planes carrying dozens of Two planes carrying dozens of migrants landed on the Massachusetts island of Martha's Vineyard on Wednesday, September 14th. This comes after the governor's Texas, blah, blah, blah. Following their arrival, people on social media claimed that DeSantis allocated $12 million in Florida's budget to transport the migrants. Did Florida do it? So it says the sources. Freedom First budget. This is it. This is fl.gov. This is the budget. Fiscal year 2022-2023 Freedom First budget highlights. So I guess it's for the year.
Yes, it would be for the year.
12 million. The fiscal 2022 budget creates a $12 million program within the Florida Department of Transportation to facilitate the transportation of unauthorized aliens out of Florida.
Okay, so maybe that was just 40 grand.
Right.
Who knows?
Totally.
And they might use 100,000. It's two flights of dozens of people.
That's very misleading how
isn't everything misleading?
Totally. Like on all the thing.
By the way, the anti-gay law, that's misleading. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
But
that was people just gave it a name. This is using a fact but conflating it to be larger.
That's what people do.
That's like in studying for the LSAT, that's like one of the logical flaws that they teach you. That's like logical flaw 3 because it's like such a big one, taking a thing that's bigger and applying it to the thing that's smaller.
This is what they do. It's what sells. It's bullshit.
Yeah, but so what the people in Martha's Vineyard yesterday kicked them all out.
Of course,
and now they're in Cape Cod, so they're on the mainland.
Cape Cod, which is also a beautiful area.
Yeah, but I think they went to like a military base on Cape Cod. Okay, let's find out where they are.
By the way, the whole thing is bad. It's bad for everybody across the board.
Let's see where they are. This is 28 minutes ago. DeSantis gets standing ovation from Republican voters after flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard. Okay, I don't care.
That was just a political thing, right?
This is from Fox 1 hour ago. NBC national security analyst cautions against calling DeSantis migrants. Oh, that's another thing too. I didn't even talk about this. A lot of people are saying, which I guess is true. I guess we can look into it. A lot of people are saying that what he did is kidnapping and human trafficking so the law, I guess, was...
Okay, you understand what human trafficking really the term means, right?
But the legal... People were like citing this legal definition. Let's see. Let's find out.
They need to get a life, Bronny.
But he took people against their will and brought them across state lines.
Or lock them up.
What?
What would they rather be? Would they rather be locked up? He can lock every one of them up and put them in fucking jail.
But the law isn't an either-or thing. You either break the law or you don't. It's not like I broke this law or this one.
You do know if he put every one of them in fucking jail, you know what kind of backlash that would be? Is there any difference? Listen, what about the Texas governor that brings them up to fucking New York? Is that human trafficking too?
I guess it technically would be. The problem is the media. The media's clamped on this one because they want to take down DeSantis.
Correct. What about spit in the street? You know, it's a crime too, and jaywalking's a crime also.
Yeah, I mean the media. Yeah,
this is what they do.
There's a huge difference between the crime of spitting and the crime of
I'm just making an analogy, and there's no kidnapping. They weren't kidnapped.
Well, they broke the law first, I guess, by coming here illegally.
For all you know, you could have said, listen, either I'm putting you in jail or I'm taking you to Martha's Vineyard. Where do you want to go? How do you know it's kidnapping? You could have said, listen, here's a choice. For those who want to stay and go to jail, raise your hand.
Like this is NPR 9 hours ago. Flying migrants to Massachusetts was political, critics say, but was it legal? Despite a call for an investigation and ongoing questions
investigation.
The media, they're afraid of him. So they're really trying.
Correct.
The Governor Abbott one, which is the Texas governor who was doing it.
He's not a threat.
Right. So it wasn't like the media kind of touched on it, but then it went away. Like this is a big deal. People are talking about it.
It's not a big deal. He's not worried one bit.
No, I'm not saying like this has been a big deal in the media.
Let them talk about it. That's why they have nothing else to do. They talk about what they fear.
He said, so it says, DeSantis described the flights as voluntary while speaking at a press conference on Friday. Quote, they're given a good ride. It's the humane thing to do. But Democrats have accused DeSantis of using the migrants, who are thought largely to be Venezuelan, like, what does that mean? Do you know or not? To help him get reelected as governor in November and to continue to build his political profile. Yeah, which I don't agree with, but also all of them do. Like Newsom, in regards to this, Newsom called out DeSantis and was like, what he's doing is illegal. We welcome California. And it's like,
good, bring him there.
But it's also like, Newsom's doing political stunt to get reelected. You think Newsom wants, who lives in Sonoma Valley, has the $2 million winery, you think he wants migrants?
$2 million winery?
Yeah, he got $2 million in PPP is what I meant to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so it's...
Bring him to Newsom's house.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather. Warm weather. You don't have to worry about bad winters.
Yeah.
The homeless.
Or like the rains here in Florida.
Give him a fucking break.
It says...
Full of shit.
That,
he does not care. You know that DeSantis does not care. And that's good. He should not care. Like you said, the Queen didn't give a shit. She did what she thought was right. Or she didn't get involved in anything.
No, I do agree with that. That statement about the Queen. But DeSantis is an elected official in a government that is a democracy. There's a big difference. The Queen wasn't elected.
I know, but we're not democracy anymore.
But DeSantis should care what people think at all times because his power comes from us. The Queen shouldn't care what anyone thinks because her power comes from who she is.
But he's
just a dude.
He's doing the best he thinks for the benefit of his people.
Yes, but I just strongly disagree with the statement that he shouldn't care what people think.
Okay,
the president should care what everyone in America thinks because he's the president. But he's there for our needs.
You're right, but you can't please. You got everybody to please the majority.
Okay, so he should worry about what the majority thinks.
You can't please everybody. That's just the way it is. Yeah, you have to please the majority.
But when you said it's like the Queen, it's just
okay, I took it back.
Yeah.
My point is when you're in position. I meant as a leader, you got to do what you think is right. Not worried about everybody else. That's all.
Yeah, you should do what you think is right for the people of your state. Or the people who you're leading.
Yes.
Like the governor of Florida shouldn't do what he thinks is right for Idaho. He should do what's right for only Floridians.
100%.
Yeah, totally.
I agree.
But the president should do what's right for Americans.
What they think is best for Americans.
Yeah, the majority. Because you can't do everyone.
Correct.
American. This whole thing is about, is it illegal? They don't even get to anything. Here, immigration law experts suggest DeSantis may have trafficked migrants. Some of the migrants who arrived in Martha's Vineyard told NPR they were told they'd be flown to Boston where they could get expedited work papers, but that's not what they found upon arrival in Martha's Vineyard. Instead, local churches, homeless shelters, and other aid groups scrambled to accommodate them because they weren't given any notice of their arrival. Tallahassee-based immigration attorney Elizabeth Ricci explains that there's a good faith argument to be made that luring the migrants onto planes with the promise of jobs makes them crime victims.
Yeah,
and that means they could automatically qualify for a visa.
Yeah, sure.
An incitement like that, regardless of whether you sign a waiver, is fraud, and that is part of the definition of human trafficking. I think that everybody on those planes has a case to legalize as a direct result. Rachel Self, a Massachusetts immigration lawyer, has been vocal about her interactions with the migrants. Quote, we believe they are victims of kidnapping. It may well result in every individual who was induced onto those planes by becoming eligible for a U visa. So the federal immigration law by the U.S. Citizens and Immigration Service, quote, says traffickers and abusers often use a lack of immigration status to exploit and control victims. They may lure individuals with a false promise of employment and a better life. But also, they broke the law by coming here, right?
Yeah, this is nonsense. He's not worried, DeSantis. Stupid. People need to get a life. I don't want him in my backyard. Just be honest. I'm not going to mince words about it. Mixed words.
By that you mean illegal people.
Anybody coming down here that's not legal, it's not vetted properly.
Same. I don't want illegal people
criminals,
living
rapists,
here.
Drug addicts. They're bringing fentanyl. I know nothing about them. I want people,
or even an illegal mom with her child. I want her to come illegally.
I want people that
they're not all rapists, fentanyl users.
I'm saying I don't know if they are. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying I don't know.
We don't know if ones coming in legally are also rapists.
But
we don't like do a psychoanalysis to be if they're can commit rape.
I'm just making a statement. I just don't want people that I don't know anything that have not followed some sort of protocol and system to get in. That have a way to track them. For example, if you have a social security number, you could track them.
Well, you can live in America and not have a social security number. You have to be a citizen. You can be a legal immigrant and not be a citizen.
You cannot work here without some sort of tax ID number. Period.
You don't have to have a social security number though.
You have to. Have, yes, you do.
Social security is just for American citizens.
No, not true.
you can live here on a visa and work here and live here for decades,
But you have to-
and pay taxes, but not have Social Security,
but
right?
there must be the taxpayer ID number. There has to be some sort of form that you could track a person where they are. Otherwise, you have no way of. You don't even know who they are. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous for people to want people illegally coming here. Why?
By the way, Bronny,
the argument
they
should be
they don't want Bronny.
No, well,
they say
clearly in Martha's Vineyard they kicked them right out.
There's not a single person that says to your face that they should come here illegally and let them all in. That when they finish that conversation, they go home and they believe it. They're full of shit. They're just embarrassed to speak their fucking mind because they think that people are gonna shut them, look down on them. I'm telling you firsthand, if you can't come here legally, don't come here. Period. I think they can make the laws different to let people that legitimately want to be here.
That's what the fight should be.
That's what
the
the fight
left
should
shouldn't be talking about illegal. They should be saying we need to make it easier to become Americans.
Or
they shouldn't say open the borders.
Right. Here's our system. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm all in favor of that.
Because who wants people to break the law to come? The argument should be the left saying it needs to be easier to come and become an American because this is a great
system.
country.
We need a better system.
And the right should say, no, we want it to be strict or whatever, right? Like that should be the argument, not illegal versus legal. Like
100%.
Who's on the side of illegal? It's just crazy.
And
that's what it's become.
And by the way, I agree. I agree completely.
Yeah. But that's like I don't know if it'll hurt DeSantis.
It's not going to hurt him, I guarantee.
I don't like that they got a plane to Martha's Vineyard. I think if you're getting a plane, turn it around. I think this was a bad decision. I don't like that he did it, but I don't think it's going to hurt his reelection.
Will not hurt him.
But I definitely, if you're spending money to get a plane, send them back. Don't break another law being like, nuh-uh, shouldn't have come. So now we're going to send you to another state. Be like, no, shouldn't have come. Turn the fuck back around, and that'll be a message to the other people saying,
"You come here, you're going back."
I agree with you. By the way, what DeSantis just did was he made it easier for people to come.
I'm agreeing with you.
What he showed is that, hey, if you come into Florida illegally, we'll put you on a nice plane to another state.
They should have been brought back. They should have been put in holding facilities and brought back.
If he sent them back, even you could have made it sad. You could have been like, I really don't want to do this. This is so hard. But you broke the law, and we live in a country with a border. So unfortunately, we have to send you back. But please apply through the proper channels, and we will expedite the ones that are on this plane. Will expedite your account or your application because.
But why expedite? What's what I'm saying? I understand.
But what I'm saying is, this whole thing was made political. So he could have made it political in a good way, not political in a. We got you, libs.
All right, I get it. But I get it.
But
I don't disagree.
I criticize everyone. I don't just follow behind someone.
I don't disagree with you
because of who they are.
I don't. But I'm agreeing with you. I think it should. I agree with you, and I think you should done differently. But I don't think it's going to affect what people think about him. That's my opinion.
Some people maybe.
Yeah, I can't please everybody. We got to do follow the advice.
That's true. Yes, I'm getting it up.
Interesting topics tonight.
The
Little Mermaid, I couldn't give a fuck about it. I think we wasted too much time on that shit. It is what it is.
We talked about it for a while, so clearly we gave some kind of fuck. Clearly. Okay, let's see. This is from Emily. Hi, really needed advice from a male perspective here. I'm 28 years old, living in South Florida. Welcome.
Good job.
I'm sure you both know the dating scene is not the best down here. So I went on a date with a guy from Hinge, and it went really well. I remember thinking he's cute, he's nice. We had a great time after our first date. I've seen him 4 times since then, and every time leading up, this is giving me anxiety reading this now. I haven't read this before. I haven't read this before.
Okay, all right. Look at you. You really do have anxiety.
Because I'm the perfect person to give you advice for this, Emily. She said, I've seen him 4 times since then, and every time leading up to seeing him, she gets less and less excited. He's coming on a little too strong. Oh, never mind. I misread it. We're going to start over. Okay, because I'm going to save my comments for the end because I misread. She said, I remember thinking he's cute, he's nice. We had a great time after our first date. I've seen him 4 times since then, and every time leading up to seeing him, I get less and less excited. He's coming on a little too strong. Told me he already told his friends and family about me. He's called me almost every night to see how my day is. I know this is probably every girl's dream, but it just feels like too much too quick. Reminder, it has been 8 days since our first date. Oh my God. And you've seen him 4 times?
Wow.
Holy shit, Emily.
That is strong.
I'm a really independent person. I've been single for 3 years now and know that I'm not ready for a relationship. Know that I am ready for a relationship. Sorry. I'm just not sure that this is the right guy. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting the ick. Okay.
What's that mean?
The ick is like, you're just like, you're done with it. Like they're just that you lost interest. What do you think I should do? I can't really pinpoint anything that he did wrong. I'm just not really feeling it. This
the easiest thing in the world.
Emily, this happens to me every single week. What should I ask to slow it down and try to get to know him a little more, or just let him down easy and move on? If so, how would you want someone to tell you that it's not going to work out? Okay, so that's a separate thing which we can get to. But the first thing,
I answer, and then because you're going to have a deeper answer than I.
Yeah, it's a huge.
Let him down softly and move on. Because if you were into him, you would not be sending this email.
Yes, definitely.
That's it. I'm not trying to be difficult. If you
clearly don't like him.
You went out with him 4 times in 8 days.
That's crazy. Okay, that's even crazy for me, and I'm like that.
But if you were into him, and again, it might be you, Emily. It might be just something you have a hard time committing, whatever it might be.
That's what I want to let my.
But I'm telling you right now, if you're sending this after 8 days, just move on. It's too complicated. This should be the easiest part of the relationship. This should be so lovey-dovey and romance. Just move on. It's not worth it. Take it from me. That's my opinion on that. Do you agree or disagree?
I definitely agree on that part. Like, definitely, there's no point in
forcing.
I mean, also 8 days, you still do, but 4 dates. After 4 dates, if you don't want to see the person, then it's over, obviously. Like, there's no point, and you don't owe them anything. So just a simple...
Just be nice about it. So
we can address how to do that. Now I get, like, basically, it's only been 8 days. Just shoot him a text. Hey, really great getting to know you. I just don't see anything romantic from going on in the future.
Focus on my work or whatever.
You don't even need to lie. Just say, it was a pleasure getting to know you. Like, I had a lot of fun. I just don't see a romantic connection here. And that's all you need to say. And the guy will, whatever he says, it doesn't matter. Like, you said what you need to say. Right. As for the part, Emily, that happens to me. Like, it's happened to me every time I've dated a girl in the last year and a half, pretty much. Every single time. Even if I like a person, after like a month, I'm like, I don't like them anymore. And there's no reason for it.
That's why I said you gotta ask yourself if it's you. That's why.
But then what if it is me?
Then you have to change certain things.
Why? But if I know what I like and I know what I don't like?
So I have a question for you then, Bronny, about that, okay? So there were some girls that you did have an interest in, right? We're not going to mention who they are, but because they could be listening.
Yeah.
All right. So when
girls, how many? Who are you referencing in terms of girls? There's like one who I didn't.
Wait, we're muting. We're muting for a minute. Look at me.
Wait.
Mute it for a minute.
Wait, let me. I should let you finish what you're saying first, because I might be not.
No, but you need to mute because I need to give the person give an example.
We're thinking of the same person. Wait, but I'm saying there's only in the last since I've been single, I've ended every dating thing specifically because I'm not interested in them anymore. Except one.
So and that one,
and we're talking about. We know who we're talking about.
Right. Okay. So what happened with that one? Give me an example.
Well, some things just fizzle out because that one was specifically distance.
So what? But that person said they would have moved.
No, that's a different story. But we talk. That person I FaceTimed on Friday.
Okay,
we talk.
So what is
so
it?
It's not
with,
like
what
done.
Is it, what is it with you? And I'm just asking. It's not a negative. I just want to understand that you like the person initially, and then something happens down the road a month later or 3 weeks later where you're like, it's over.
I get to know them better.
Okay, so give me an example. What was it that some of these people, some of the things that bothered you or turned you off?
It's just like on a first date.
And I'm just asking.
And I try to be open, because in the past, most of the time, up until 6 months ago, after 10 minutes of the first date, I would know if there would be a second date or not. People in my life, mainly you and the family, have been like, you can't do that. You need to be more open-minded. So now I force myself to be more open-minded. I appreciate that. And so now we'll go on 4 dates before I make that decision. But I still know, I try to be open-minded about it, right? So I'm extending it. So I'm in the same position as Sarah. No, Emily, not Sarah. I don't know why I said Sarah.
That's okay. So give me an example. So what is that turns you off?
It's just not.
You got to be specific. You asked me specific.
Here's the thing.
No, answer my question.
Yeah, the specifics are, I've felt, you just know or you don't. And so if you've been on dates where there is something, then you know what that feeling is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have that with another person, then you know. And there's nothing specific. It's just you know.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's either because they're crazy or stupid. Sorry, women. That's if you want specifics. If you want two specific things, most of the time, I will lose interest. No, all the time. Every single time I've lost interest is because either there's no connection, which you can't force. It's just either and who even knows? That's like a weird thing that might not, it's a vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Either there's no vibe, they're just kind of like they're not as smart or curious as I'd want them to be,
and you are intellectual,
or they're crazy, and so you can't. The only one you can determine very quickly in the first date is the vibe. The other ones you can't determine until you get to know them. So that's why after 3-4 dates, I'll be like, I lost interest, because then I'll be like, oh, you know what? I just realized they're kind of not as smart as I want them to be. Or I realize they're kind of just too much of a handful than I want.
Very few are going to be as smart as you. You have a higher
I don't want as smart as me. I want, there's just you need to have a specific, or not a specific, you need to have a certain level of intelligence. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not interested in you. And that's why I lose interest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's those specific reasons.
I get it.
But that's why everyone in my life is like, oh, you're hanging out with the girl so much for a couple of weeks, and then you end it and never see them again. And it's like, yeah, because I'm trying to get to know them. So that's why I see them many times in not 4 times in 8 days, Emily, but I'll do like 4 times in 2 weeks.
Okay, I get it.
Because I'm trying to get to know them. Because I don't want to try to get to know. If I do 4 dates over 4 months, then it's like I wasted so much more time.
Correct.
I want to try to get to know if it's worthwhile or not as soon as possible. So after 3-4 dates, you can kind of tell. You just feel it. You just feel, do I want to spend time with the person or do I not? Or would I rather I rather watch House of the Dragon? And if I'd rather watch House of the Dragon, then I know I don't want to see the person.
Correct. When I met your mom, I didn't want to be anywhere without her.
Right.
I want to spend every minute with her. When we were going on vacation, the people in law school were going skiing in the Vale, and I only knew your mom like short period. I said, I'm not going unless she goes. Because why would I want to be away from the person that I want to be with?
Right. And so if you felt that, if you know that feeling, which I know that feeling. I've been with people where it's like, oh yeah, I definitely just want to be with you. Or like, I'm not like, if we're out to dinner, like you're my only focus. I'm not like looking at other girls. So if I've had that feeling and I don't have that feeling with another person,
then you don't waste your time. I agree.
Exactly. And that's my thought. So Emily, if you have that thought too, like there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of other people will say you're too, like we were at dinner on Friday with that family. And the girl said, who's a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who knows about my dating life probably more than most people because we talk about that stuff. She was like, but you're so picky. Remember she said this at the table.
But I was so picky and it worked out. So yeah, be picky.
I'll be picky until I'm like 40 and then
no, 40's a little late, Bronny.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is like I can afford to be picky at 26, right?
I think so.
I should be picky because I should get what I want.
I think you should, right? Life is short. You got to be happy.
And I know it's not that
and you have a lot to offer, so why shouldn't you be picky?
I think so.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
Seriously. And I felt that
I'm a 9.2 according to you.
Yeah, but when I met your mom, I felt that I had a right to be picky. And then when I met her, I felt that I didn't want to spend all my time with her. So I get it.
Yeah. And that's why, like a lot of you guys in the family give, not you specifically, but the family gives me shit. Not shit in a bad way.
You because
no, I know.
Because
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Right, I know what you're saying.
But it's like, no, I know what I want.
There's nothing wrong with that, Bronson.
So when I have spent 5 hours with a person and I know that it's not what I want, why do I need to spend another hour with them? Who cares?
Okay. But all I think we're saying, which I think you are, just be a little more open-minded because sometimes
I'm forcing myself to be.
Yeah, people get nervous. First dates, second dates might not go as well. You might become friends with them. You like them. You know, there are people that, you know, over time you might say they become more attractive, more likable because you got to know them as a person. So that's all I think we're saying.
And I'm forcing myself to be that.
I get it.
I used to go on one date with the person, and then I would be like, oh no, I would never even text them again.
I'm the one. I always have that feeling.
We talk.
I don't know why.
Especially the last like month we've talked every week.
I got an operating agreement already. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Just so you know, I got one. Okay.
So Emily, I think you said a few things here. We addressed how you let them down.
Yeah,
and
just
move on.
ended it, Emily. Yes.
And I think you guys, that is a thing too. Like you can come on too quick, too much. Like if this guy, you guys hung out too much.
He likes her though. If she felt the same way, she would not have an issue with it.
Sure. My ex of a couple years when I lived in LA, the first few times we hung out, like after our first date, after our second date, we like knew we liked each other, and we hung out like almost every day after work because we wanted to. And so it wasn't too much because we wanted to do that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
So if you don't want to do that and he does,
that says something.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. Your feelings are your feelings. So never be embarrassed or feel shameful about your feelings. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. It's respect. You're not being a dick to him or an asshole. You're just being true to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So that's it.
That's that, Emily. I mean, you're in South Florida. You should DM us, Emily. And I'm not going to say her last name, but she's got a Jewish last name, so she's a member of the tribe. So you should reach out to us, and we'll hang out with you. You're South Floridian.
Yeah, we're there all the time. We're in Miami. Well, we don't know where you are, but
we have from the tip of South Florida to the bottom, other tip, right? Like Boca, South Florida's Palm Beach
to Miami.
Palm Beach to Dade. So we're all over. So
correct, but DM Bronny.
Except if you're in Southwest Florida, fuck that place.
All right, Bronny, love you, buddy.
Love you
It's
too.
a long podcast.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Sorry for a little bit heated.
No, not heated.
No,
yeah, I guess heated. Not
a little heated.
Not angry, but heated, I guess.
Heated, right. Not angry. All right, love you.
Love
guys,
you
take care. Nelly Belly, happy 30-year anniversary. I love you. I can't believe it's 30 years. Thanks for putting up all my shit. I love you. You're a good woman. I want you to know that. You raised great fucking kids. You created a great household. You support me. You always have my back. I love you. I love the roles we have in our relationship. You're old fashioned. We want the same things out of life. And I think more women should be like you. And I think it'll be a much better society. Keep doing what you do. And I feel very blessed. I love you.
Love you too, Mom.
Okay. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.